So Susan, I want to go back for a second and kind of talk about something. So I just said that we want to focus on ways of when you're feeling anxious, of how to calm yourself down. And earlier when we were talking, you said that your job was going better and that you're feeling less anxious and that, you were feeling good about your job. So can you tell me what you're doing at your job, like when you're getting anxious, that has been helpful?
Yes. So I've been getting a lot of new projects. And one of them is they want to start a little branch off to start a healthy eating initiative that, even though it's already in the schools, but they want to provide more snacks and stuff, and they want to present it to this district and all this stuff. So that's a lot. I mean, because there's a lot of schools in Lee County schools that serve lunch. All of them do. And so I have to call every school. I have to talk to the principal and the lunch lady to make sure they're on the same page with this. And sometimes I even have to talk to teachers. So I get flustered if one person doesn't agree with another person, and then the principal has the final say. So what I've been doing is, if I start to get flustered, I just start to breathe a little bit. And then I count to 20. And that's helping me a lot. And then if I start to feel sweaty, I've started having a little fan in my purse, and then that helps take the and I do this all after I hang up. I don't do it all while I'm talking to the person. But then I fan myself, and then before I talk to the next person, but I can already see if I've already talked to two people and they don't agree with each other. But anyway, so I've been counting and fanning myself, and then I also remind myself that it's not my fault that they don't agree with each other. And that helps me a lot.
Wow, that is great. I mean, that is awesome. So you are taking deep breaths, you are counting to 20, you are using a fan to keep yourself from sweating, and what was the other thing you said?
I remind myself it's not my fault.
And you remind yourself that it's not your fault. That is awesome. Those are such great techniques. So you said you do that when you're off the phone. Do you start breathing when you're on the phone, or what do you do when you're on the phone to remain your cool?
I do breathe.
Okay.
As I'm listening and I'm taking in their information. Sometimes it's hard because I'm trying to focus on myself and not the other person that's giving me the information. But so I just do breathing on the phone, and I just kind of, sometimes I find myself rocking. Instead of counting, I just go like this, and I focus on my movement. But yeah, I can't, because then if I were to tell them I need to take a break or something while I was on the phone, then that would probably make them think that I'm weird, and then that would totally fluster me even more. So I don't go down that route.
So have you had a phone call though where maybe you weren't able to keep it together until after you hung up?
Yes, it was. I believe it was one of my first calls. I don't know which one, where I was still kind of getting used to how to do my job. It's a new project, and one of the lunch ladies, I don't know, she just kind of snapped at me, and I started kind of freaking out a little bit, because it's I'm a people pleaser. Try to do a good job. I don't want my boss to get mad at me, and I just, I didn't know what would happen. So yeah, I just started I'm sorry, and then I started stuttering and flustering, and then my ears started ringing, and I didn't really know, and I was just I'm sorry, I have to call you back, bye. So I stopped the conversation, which then made me seem unprofessional and as if I didn't know what I was doing. So I was having the panic attack, and then the thoughts started coming in of like, oh my gosh, what if she calls my boss? What if she tells the principal who calls my boss? And then all this stuff.
So if that happens again, what is something that you think you can do to not let yourself freak out that they're gonna call your boss? Something that's professional that you think would be, and okay, like if you were on the phone with somebody and they said something or did something that you'd be okay with it and not offended. What's something that you think you could do?
I don't know. Maybe I could just, instead of like, if I feel myself starting to like go, you know, I could say maybe something like, oh, I'm sorry, maybe my boss is calling me on the other line. Could I call you back in a second? And like try to keep calm. And even it's a little white lie, but I'd rather do that maybe than completely start stuttering and which makes it sound worse. But I don't know.
Is there anything other than getting off the phone that you could do to kind of calm yourself, to maybe take your mind off from the stress and the anxiety, but still be able to remain on the phone?
Sometimes, like, I've been starting to decorate my desk.
Okay.
And I like pictures of like the beach and stuff and sunsets. So like, or, maybe I could have something on my desk that I can look at that like I can focus on, and I can look at it and I'm like, okay, I still hear what the person's saying to me, but I'm looking at the ocean.
Okay.
Or something, so then I can just have an object to look at. Or do you think that might work?
Yeah, I mean, I think are pictures and the ocean soothing to you? Okay, well, I think it's definitely something that we can try then. And, you know, if you can get that picture and see if just looking at it makes things better, then, you know, that's great. You know, we all have different ways that help calm us down. So, you know, that could be something that may work for you. So I think that's a great idea to try.
Okay.
So, but once again, I just want to commend you on how far you've gone, just in the little bit that we've talked and doing better at work, and that's just awesome. Like, I'm just so blown away by that. That is just amazing that you've been doing those things. So it sounds like though at home things are maybe still a little harder to keep calm. So is there anything that you can take from work or anything that you like to do that's relaxing at home that you think that if you're starting to feel a panic attack coming on, or you're just feeling anxious before the panic attack even comes, that you can do to kind of help you?
I like the idea of the pictures and stuff. So like maybe if I call my parents on the phone, I can be prepared.
Okay.
Like with having a picture nearby, or like a stress ball.
Okay.
Or something that I can get out some of my energy with that. Maybe think before, like how I've been thinking about how it's not my fault. Maybe like my mom or my dad, they could have maybe had a bad day, and then so I'm calling to like tell them about like one of my problems, and then I could say, okay, it's not maybe they had a bad day.
Okay.
And then think it's not automatically my fault. Yeah,
that's great. I think that's definitely something, you know, we can only control ourselves. So, you know, and we don't know what other people went through. So that maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they're having just as bad a day as you are, or maybe they're having a worse day. You know, so I think that's great. And the stress ball, that's a wonderful idea, and I think the picture idea, you know, if that works for you, I think that's wonderful. That is just so great. I can't tell you enough how proud I am of you. So
thank you.
Just really quick, something that I just want to, last week, how many panic attacks do you think that you had?
Last week, 4
Okay.
and a half.
Okay, so that's better.
Yeah, a lot
and
better.
If you were to rate them on a scale from 1, not that bad, almost didn't even realize it, to 10 being the absolute worst panic attack you've ever had in your life, where would those 4 fall?
An average of them, probably like between a 5 and a half, 6.
Okay, that's good. That's great. So for this next week, what I want you to do is to do those things. I want you to get the picture in your office and see if that helps you. I want you to have the stress ball ready by the phone when you talk to your parents. I want you to, have the pictures around your room or your living room, wherever it is that you feel like is a comforting spot for you. And see how that helps you, okay? And I want you, anytime you have a panic attack or feel the symptoms of one coming on, after you've dealt with it, I want you to write down for me what you were doing whenever you were having the panic attack, and kind of, and then how intense it was, so that we can kind of track how frequently this is happening.
Okay.
So do you have like a goal of numbers that this week, you're kind of, I don't want to,
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have 0, but...
Right, but it's not going to happen just like that, so just a number that if...
Maybe we could keep it around 4.
Okay, shoot for 4 again this week. And if you have more than 4, it's okay. Some weeks are more stressful than others, okay? So I don't want that to, cause any stress for you that you can't hit more than 4. We just want to track, see how you're doing, okay?
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. If you have any questions, please just give me a call, okay?
Thanks, I will.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.